Hey, welcome back. Today we're talking about webinars, your path to private capital. Hey, have you ever thought that it'd be more efficient to go one to many instead of just doing one-on-one capital raising type conversations? Well, if so, this video series is going to be exactly what you need. We're going to be unwrapping webinars. What is a webinar? It is an online group event. And we're going to go through what I call my scalar process. And this is going to allow you to go from having zero experience with doing webinars to doing them on a very regular basis, and more importantly, raising a lot of private money very, very quickly. Stay tuned. So first thing, let's talk about the power of doing webinars or these online group presentations when it comes to raising private capital for your real estate deals. So the first thing I love about the power of webinars is efficiency. This is a way for you to go from just doing one-on-one conversations and presentations to doing one meeting and having 5, 10, 15, 20 or more people watching your presentation all at the same time. This is massive leverage. This is going from one-on-one to one to many. And this is a great way to also have kind of proof of concept. I mean, other attendees on your webinar are going to see that, hey, there are a lot of other people who are interested in your deals. That helps create a little bit of demand, a little bit of scarcity, helps position you as an actual expert and authority. And it's just a great way for you to showcase exactly what you're doing on a much larger scale. So if you haven't done webinars before, if you haven't done these online group presentations, seriously consider starting. It's a lot easier than you might think. So these days, webinars are essential for raising capital, not just for the big time syndicators, but even for you and I as what I call mom and pop real estate investors looking to raise $50,000, $75,000, $100,000 or more, even if that's for a small deal, a flip, single family home, a BRRRR, what have you. Doing a webinar is a fantastic way to bring on new joint venture partners, new private investors, new private lenders, whatever it is that you are looking for. It's a great way for you to showcase a specific deal that you're working on. It's a great way for you to generate interest in general about the kind of real estate investing strategy that you're focusing on. It's a great way for you to educate people about the big benefits of real estate as an investment class compared to stocks, bonds, mutual funds, crypto, whatever else it is that they're investing in. It's a great way for you to really engage with people, have a lot of other people all on at the same time, and get the Q&A going. And that really gets the conversation happening, creates curiosity, and gets people booking calls with you to book in and engage for your deals. The other thing I love about webinars are their versatility. What I mean by that is we can do different webinars for different things. Just like I mentioned above, we can be talking about your specific real estate investing strategy. We can be talking about how the money is made with real estate investing, focusing on your strategy, why your market is such a great market to invest in, why this particular deal that you're offering is such a great opportunity for your investor partners, why real estate just makes so much more sense versus everything and anything else they could be investing in. And we can really tailor these webinars to your specific audience. So we can figure out the best days and times to do these. We can do recordings and have replays set up. There's a lot of versatility when you do these small online group presentations. So over the next series of 6 short videos, I'm going to be introducing you to what I call my webinar capital scalar process. All right, let's take a look at our scalar process. And scalar is an acronym for the 6 steps in the process. And the first step, and we'll go over each one of these in a more in-depth in a future video, but S stands for select. Select what? Select the topic that you're going to be talking about to your audience of prospective investors. So here's a big tip. Make sure that you focus on what's in it for them. So select the topic. C stands for, let me check my notes here, calendarize. So you got to pick the right day and the time that's going to work the best for your audience and for you for doing this webinar. A stands for, let me check my notes, advertise. That's right. You got to get the word out, let people know what you're up to, and get them engaged and excited to attend your webinar. L of the scalar process is lecture. This is not so much giving a lecture, but this is doing your presentation. And L is the lecture is the best word I could come up with for that. So it's all about doing the actual presentation itself. The E part of Scalar is for engaging, getting people engaged while you're talking to them, getting them curious, getting them asking questions, getting that interaction happening, and getting them engaged, ready to sign on to your deals. And then last but not least, we've got the R, and that stands for repeat. And that means that you want to be doing these webinars on a regularly scheduled interval. So over the next few episodes, the next few videos, we're going to go into each one of those steps in much more detail. And let me tell you, this whole webinar process for raising capital can work like gangbusters. I've got example after example of clients that we've worked with who've done this very, very successfully. For one example would be our client Steve. Steve recently did a webinar. He had 19 people who registered for his webinar. 10 of them showed up live, and immediately 3 of them booked on, excited to have a follow-up conversation with Steve and to get enrolled in his deals. Another great example is our client Aaron. Aaron did a webinar, and with proper follow-up, he was able to raise $660,000 to close on a couple of 6-plex buildings. And last but not least, our client Mark. Mark hit it out of the park. He did a couple of webinars with our help. In the first webinar, he was able to raise $440,000 to close on his first multifamily property. We rinsed and repeated the process about 6-7 months later, raised over $1 million, I think it was 1.1 million, to close on his second multifamily property. So this just gives you an idea of the power and the impact of doing webinars. All right, if you like the idea of doing webinars to raise capital and do more deals a lot faster and reach whatever your real estate goals are, then you're going to love a couple of resources I have for you. The first one is a copy of my book, The Money Partner Formula. You can just scroll down in the description below the video and click on the link and grab a copy, or go to investorattractionbook.com. And the second one is a complete infograph of this whole 6-step Scalar process. And you can just, again, scroll down in the comments below, in the description below, click on the link and download a copy there. Talk to you in the next episode.